So, Joe, I will take you then all the way back before you even joined LMA. At that time, what would you say was maybe the biggest problem or the biggest challenge in your life that you are facing, and how was that affecting you?
Okay, so if I'm honest, I'm not really a procrastinator. I've
Mhm.
always been a doer. So I've always been somebody that says yes to opportunities, which has kind of led me to crazy places. So I've lived all over the world. I'd never been to Glastonbury, and I ended up doing the crew catering for 250 people on my first ever visit
Wow.
to Glastonbury. But I'll just say yes to things. So I was actually researching a play that I was writing when I came across the YouTube video of Tim, and I was looking at bipolar because I have bipolar,
Mhm.
and I was researching bipolar, and it just came up, and it just struck me, and I think it was Tim's integrity and his honesty, and he just had such a beautiful way of kind of delivering his message that I just bought into it.
Uh-huh.
And my friends were like, Joe, but you don't procrastinate. You don't need to change. You don't need anything. And I was like, yeah, I know, but maybe it'll be good for my husband. Maybe if I do it, he'll pick up a few things. So one of my reasons for actually investing in it, because I'm only on mini money. Like at the time I was on the minimum wage, and I'm a full-time, I'm a mum, so that's my kind of first priority, my family and my daughter. And so yeah, so I didn't have much resources, but I've ended up spending literally thousands of pounds with Success Insider. But which does what concerns me at sometimes. I'm like, what have I done? What am I doing? But
Mhm.
I just believe that investing in yourself is the best investment you can make.
Mhm.
And like, you only live once, you only get one life. So you really have to make the most of it. And and I have a desire to become my authentic self, you know? And it wasn't that I didn't think I was my authentic self, because I probably was. But I don't quite know exactly what it was, but perhaps it was a God thing as well.
Mm.
So I really feel that it was a kind of a bit of a God thing. And actually I ended up being on a live call on the first week of joining with one of the other LMA students, and I was like, I'm a Christian. Is this kind of like okay? And they were like, yes, it's going to make you more and more
Mm.
like following your path.
Yeah.
And I really feel that. I feel that like spiritually, it kind of sits well with me. It doesn't go against any religion. It goes with it. And I think if you have a faith, it actually enriches that in some way, if that makes sense.
Yes. Oh, that's beautiful. And thank you for mentioning that because I was speaking with somebody today who actually had questions about that, like if I'm supporting the specific religion, like how is that going to go hand in hand? So thank you for saying that because it's often a concern for people. But like you said, we do not deny or support a particular religion. You just become more of you and more in tune with what it is that you believe in and what you trust in as well. So, Joe, for you specifically, what has been the biggest shift or breakthrough or aha moment that you have experienced on board LMA so far?
So far, my biggest moment. Um, I think it's just been the commitment, actually committing to yourself
Mm.
to make positive and long lasting change. I think that sense of like actually being able to have a vision
Mhm.
and know what your vision is. And I think that's something that LMA helps you with. It helps you actually like with the exercises to your future self, and like the letter, and then going to the cabin and meeting your future self. It helps you have a vision, and it helps you have clarity on what actual your goals are and what it is that you want out of life, if that makes sense.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So on that note, then, what would you say surprised you the most or made you the happiest about joining LMA?
What surprised me the most? I really enjoyed the connections. The
Mhm.
connections I've made two really good friends, which I feel like I'm on a level with and I'm really excited about. And I feel really, I think the group, I think the LMA support group can sometimes be a bit disappointing for people, if I'm
Mhm,
honest,
mhm,
because I don't think it's quite as an interactive as it could be.
mhm,
Um, so I think some people feel disappointed that they're not like finding those connections. And I
mhm,
think you have to really make an effort and
mhm.
make a point of responding to people
Yeah,
and connecting with people. And it's kind of one of those things, as much as you put in, you're going to get out.
yeah,
Um, so the biggest thing I think is just like that I'm worth it, you know, and I'm okay,
yeah.
and that I'm worth investing in myself, because I think that was a major breakthrough for me. Actually, spending that money on LMA, it's the first time I'd really spent money on myself, and I
Mm,
think that really made me realize that I do have worth,
yeah,
and that my dreams and my self is important and it's valuable, and I can give to the world. And the more I invest in myself and learn about myself and have increase and commitment and dedication, the more I can then pour out.
yeah, absolutely. I actually love the way that you speak. It just kind of brings you in this on this frequency. Like it's very calm, but it's very abundant and it's very authentic. I love that. So now then, for people that are listening to this and maybe like me, they're on your frequency, they are enjoying this, but they still maybe feel like a little bit unsure whether they should join, whether they should not. Like, what would you say to that person that's currently on the fence?
I would say just do it, because you're worth it. You're
Mhm.
worth the investment in yourself and the clarity that you'll receive, and the abundance mindset of that you can, and just the limiting beliefs that you can shed. Like, it's just so important for moving forward.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that wasn't really much of a sales speech.
No, it's not what we are. It's all good. It's all good. So one last thing. It's not gonna be a question. It's gonna be a freestyler. I'm gonna let you flow over here. What is there a message that you would like to share with people that are watching this? Something that you feel like maybe you need to share for yourself, or something that you feel like people might need to hear right now?
um, I don't really know. I don't really know. I mean, I was thinking about, because I wasn't 100% sure about doing this interview. And then
Mhm.
Alice sent me a message saying you've been picked as a VIP guest to do a testimonial or something. But I'd already signed up to do one
Uh-huh.
with you, so I left it. I don't know if that was the right thing or whether I should respond to her as well.
All
But
good.
I wasn't sure. But I just think Tim speaks out of integrity,
Mm,
but it's also somehow out of love.
mm,
Like, there's something about the belief and the surety he has in his message, in
mm.
what he's studied and what he's learned, that it comes across in such a way that it hits your heart.
Yeah.
And I think that has the power to change, and that has the power to empower you
Mm,
and give you the realization that you can actually embody change, and that it can be your reality. It can be your reality. And I think when we're all kind of just at sea without a map, like we all are. I mean, Tim says he's lost. We're all in this world, and we're all a little bit lost. We're all on an adventure, and none of us know exactly where we're going. That's the nature of life. This it's changing and evolving all the time,
mm,
and there's so many uncertainties. And I think I just feel that just having that, I think, like LMA, I haven't started SMA yet.
uh-huh.
Um, but I think the LMA process kind of gives you the tools, and it gives you that map for guidance. It's personal to you because it comes from yourself. It's your own answers, and I think that's what's so wonderful about it. And that's why it works on Zoom, because the exercises are kind of quite personal. So
Mm,
you're coming up with your own answers. So in a way, you're creating this map of of clarity of where you're going to go and where you want to be and why do you want to get there. And
Mm,
for, it's really interesting to look at the four pillars of life and to really think, to spend time, because most people in life, you just don't have time to stop and
mm,
to think about actually what you're doing and where you're heading and what impact you're having on people and how people are perceiving you or how you perceive yourself. And these are all great questions for us to ask. And
yeah.
I think it's a process that allows you to stop and to think and to ask those questions, and you find the answers within. And then if you do have any questions, obviously you can join in with the question and answer sessions that Tim does on a Saturday. And he's always got an answer, you know,
Yeah.
he's amazing. So
Mm.
yeah,
Thank you.
yeah,
Thank you for sharing that. I actually really, really love what you said, that it is really a process of you taking your time from busy life, everything that might be happening, and actually just kind of like for a second being present with yourself and
yeah,
your life and seeing what's actually happening. Because so often time flies. Like now it's almost the end of the day here in UK. So it's
yeah.
kind of like that's it, the day is gone. And like if you don't stop and be present and look back, you don't even realize how much you grow, change, or what's happening in your day. So that
And to
was
be
beautifully
thankful.
said.
Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? To have that attitude of gratitude. Because I
Yes.
think that's really important, to stop and to have an attitude of gratitude and be like, we are all so blessed beyond belief. We are
Yeah.
all so blessed and we're all in this amazing adventure and this amazing journey. And I think it's really important to be mindful, and it helps you to be mindful.